Hi there. So I'm going to do a quick kind of background information for you guys, especially for the teachers out there. This was our first venture in making an iPad app in the School of Journalism. I'm a VisCom professor, and so we knew we had a big learning curve, so I'm going to kind of show you a little bit about what we did. But the project was, yes, an iPad news app. Our client was a wonderful client, the Center for Popular Music, which is housed in our College of Mass Communication. They are the largest archive of popular music in the world. It's incredible. Anything you ever want to know about popular music, just contact Greg Reish. He knows everything. So we wanted to help them tell their story. We have a new director. They're trying to reach out more to the general public and less to just the archivists. So thinking of the process, right? So we had a lot of research to do. We had to figure out what the heck are we going to say. There was so much information. It was one of those instances. It wasn't like there's not enough. And again, this was a team of 6 students. There were 2 faculty, myself and Val Hepner, who was our journalist in residence at the time. So she's the real video storyteller expert. They needed to learn interview techniques, how to shoot photo and video, how to edit that photo and video, how to design, put it into design, learn DPS, test the usability, and then make it a real live app and upload it to the App Store, all in a semester. So it was quite the undertaking. Just some of the technical tools, just a quick, I'm not going to go into all of those, but if you ever have any questions about what we used, Google Drive was our savior and keeping all the content organized where everyone had access to it, right? So all the images, stories, editing, of course, Adobe, fabulous Adobe, the DPS. And I had gotten a grant, yes, for iPads and cameras and things like that, which we were able to access for the class. And then just a couple of big takeaways. The client is really important. It was, yes, there were client issues, and they might tell you about that, but we had good content to deal with, having structure, firm deadlines, editing throughout the process. We kind of waited till the end to edit some of the articles, and we were kind of rushing crazily. More production time would have been really nice. Having a mixed student team. So we had journalists, PR people, new media, advertising. It was wonderful to have this diverse team, and I think it's really good to get crossover in your college. And then enable students to touch each part of the process was the big important goal that I wanted, and I think what they wanted. So I'm going to be Vanna White, and I'm going to show you the app. Do we have to switch or anything? She's working on it. They named the app the Stacks because the back room where they store all the material and all that good stuff is called the Stacks. Whoops, and I screwed up because I already had it open. Sorry. So anyway, you would hit that, and there's an animation when you launch it. You start talking about what you want to talk about.
All right, my name is Tina. I was part of this wonderful team, which she didn't mention, but I think there were only 6 of us. Is that correct, Leslie?
Yeah, we ended up with 6.
Yeah, we had 6 people working on this in a semester. Amazing team. I'm very proud to have worked with them.
My name is Greg Reish.
I'm just going to click go.
Okay. This that you're looking here is an interview with Greg Reish. It was just one of the stories that I got to work on while developing this app. And one of the great things about this class is we got to touch on every element of the development of this app, from design to interface and interactivity, doing video, writing the stories. So it was really a great learning experience because we didn't get stuck in a little silo of, oh, you're the reporter, so you go write the stories. We got to really do everything, which was wonderful. And through all of that, we had to keep the platform in mind. And so we had to make sure that everything that we were doing, from video to how we were going to visually tell this story, would fit within the platform and the constraints of time and resources that we had, which were limited. And so one thing that I want to mention is none of us had any experience in computer science or coding or any of that kind of thing. And so Adobe DPS was our savior because it made it possible for us to develop something like this and in a semester, which is pretty amazing. And we could not have done that without that being there for us. We just didn't have the expertise to do that. Leslie mentioned some of the problems that we had with the client, which is typical. I think that's what made this wonderful. It was really, I'm an older student, obviously, so I've been out in the world, and this really was a real-world experience for the students. I mean, we got to deal with issues with the client, problem solving, everything that you really have to do when you're developing a project. And so for me, it was probably one of the best experiences I've had in college because it was a real-world experience, and I learned things that I can take out and use. I work for a newspaper. I do their digital media. And in this class, I learned how to do B-roll and shoot video and edit video using another Adobe product. And now we shoot video advertising for our clients at the newspaper, and we couldn't do that before. So it was really a great experience for me. I'm going to pass it on now to Caleb.
Yeah, one of the things that we were able to do is really try to make this a very interactive app. And so this is this is actually kind of the stacks, which is the archives that holds thousands. They actually can't categorize all of the stuff that's in there because there's just too much. And so the app kind of has this panoramic of the stacks in the back, and it was very hard to find an angle to get the perfect picture, but we were able to kind of show the entire part of the stacks. And as you click on the numbers, they'll actually kind of give you a little bit of information about different things that are going on. Like one of the oldest books, they had a letter that was taken from a Japanese soldier during World War II. It's just very interesting things that they had back there. Like she said, some of us come from different backgrounds. I'm a public relations major, and so dealing with clients and dealing with the strategy is something that I've become very comfortable with. But something I haven't been comfortable with is the interview process, that journalistic research and the video and the editing and things like that. And so this app really challenged us to kind of go out of our comfort zones and try something new. And so for me, one of the things I got to work on was a video in which, I helped film, did the editing, the copy, and create, a video that was not boring, that was interesting. And so that was something that was very different for me, and especially not coming from necessarily the journalistic background, coming from that PR background, it just really helped expand how there's our interview with Martin. So.
My name's Maggie. I'm a public relations major, and I hadn't worked in video. I've done a lot of interviews and a lot of writing, of course, is PR. I worked in with a PR company, and then my job was to write, but I've never done video. So one of the things that I learned from developing this app was the failure of video. We were putting together a video with this gentleman by the name of Philippe. He's a French student. I call him Frenchie. So as we were interviewing Frenchie, we did everything wrong. Like, we were in the wrong location, we had the wrong lighting, there was people in the background talking the entire time. So we decided to move Frenchie and let's go somewhere else. So as we moved, we forgot to turn on the mics. We were like asking all these questions, but in the end, it was like, okay, for the 18th time, let's run it again. So at this time, Frenchie knew what the questions were. He knew how to, he's like answering them. He's on spot. So trying to edit this piece of work, when it comes to editing video, it's really a hassle. What do you want to use? How much time do you want to take in 18 hours and put it into 1 hour? But the good thing about the failure at the beginning is that we only had 2 minutes of Frenchie that we wanted to put down to 30 seconds because we messed up so many times. So when you're doing something like this, if you keep messing up and you're like, oh my gosh, we didn't turn the mics on, this simple thing, oh, we forgot to take the lens off the camera. But, at least everyone's down packed. It's these were just the run-throughs, and now we're at this curtain time, and then the final, you get it together, and when you're editing it, it's less editing time. So that's one of the things that I took away from this. I didn't know how to edit a video. Apparently, I don't know how to do an interview with the camera. So, and as a PR student, I thought this was a valuable lesson.
So that goes to the #fail from yesterday. You have to hear Frenchie. Ready? Turn it up here.
My name is Félix Malfilâtre, and I'm
why we call him
a
Frenchie.
history major from France. Well, as a history major, I have to do research on popular music in the US, and that's what brought me here. This center has helped me a lot because I really needed to find primary sources, and that is the best place to find this. And the people working here are wonderful because they could find all the books that I needed in less than 5 seconds, and that's perfect.
Can't get better than that.
And that's our app, and you can find it in the App Store.
Just go CPM the stacks.
Thank you.